All right, so lesson 3. Now, who are you making this course for? Who is the persona? And I'll tell you why in a few slides, but it's crucial that you narrow your focus down to one specific persona, one specific avatar, okay? You're not selling a course to everybody. You're not giving a course to everybody. You're not helping everybody. The more narrow that you can make this persona, the better of chance that your course is going to have. And you'll see why in a minute. So how can I do this? Well, the best way to take a look at it is using, oh, that light's going crazy there. You can leverage the qualification quadrant, okay? Very simple. Who are they? What do they like? Where do they congregate? And then how can I get in front of them? And each one of these 4 quadrants is very important, and you can't leave off one or the whole thing will collapse. Found out who they are, okay? Then you find out what they like to do, all right? And then you find out where do those people like to hang out, all right? And then you find out how can I get in front of them. Say you don't know where they like to hang out or how do you get in front of them. You might have a great avatar and a great course, but if you can't put the right stuff in front of them, they're never going to find it, okay? So make sure you hit all 4, and I'll show you an example in the next slide. So here's an example I used before. Say you're talking about endurance athletes, like ultra runners, things like that. So who are they? Say they're endurance athletes, male, 25 to 55, roughly. What do they like to do? They like endurance sports, weight training, nutrition, all right? Well, where do they congregate? Well, they're at endurance events, training facilities, niche podcasts. And then how can I get in front of them? You can sponsor events, you can sponsor the niche podcasts, or sponsoring top athletes, influencers, networking with them. That's just the general idea of how you can get in front of this type of crew. Or say you're advertising on social media or leveraging other people's audience. You can literally target with ads people who follow similar audience, or do write-ups of certain athletes, or network in that community. There's tons of things you can do. This is just an example, but you get the idea. So here's our example. Who did that make you think of? All right. Oh, well, now I can really envision the avatar. And then you give him a name. Let's call this one, for example, Goggins. Or you can do something like course creator Corey or fishing boat Frank, okay? Some kind of very specific persona that you can see in your head, and you know what they're doing. You know what they're doing on a Wednesday. You know what they're doing on a Saturday. You're in their head, okay? Because that'll help your messaging get in front of the right person at the right time. But this is all stuff you have to think about prior to creating your course, or anything for that matter, creating content, creating a product, specifically this for the course. But the more clear you can get on who your avatar is, the better your messaging will be, and the more likely a chance of converting for your product, service, or course, obviously in this case. So here's your exercise for lesson 3. As Walter White would say his name. Give your avatar a name. My customer avatar is blank, all right? And then when you have that name, you have an idea of who that is in your head. Fill out the qualification quadrant with the information, and I'm telling you, with that and the name, and you'll have a crystal clear picture of who you're going after. Then with that information, we'll be able to move on to the next lesson.